If the Seychelles Islands have always been on your list of places to visit, take these travel tips to heart. The islands reflect Seychelles' grand diversity, like a great family, both large and small, each one with its own distinct character and personality. Before we dive into this guide, please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification button so you can get notified of all our video publication. 115 islands scattered across 1,400,000 square kilometers of ocean. Every visitor to Seychelles will surely want to visit as many islands as possible during their stay. The islands fall into two categories: 41 inner, granitic islands that form the backbone of Seychelles' tourism offerings with their wide suite of services and amenities, most of which are readily accessible through a selection of day trips and excursions, and the remoter, outer, coral islands where at least an overnight stay is essential. Seychelles lies northeast of Madagascar, an archipelago of 115 islands with roughly 98,000 citizens. Seychelles is a melting pot of many cultures which have commingled and coexisted since the first settlement of the islands in 1770. The three main inhabited islands are Mahe, Praslin and La Digue, and the official languages are English, French and Seychellois Creole. The Seychellois are a colorful and harmonious blend of different nationalities from across the globe, all of whom have brought something of their own customs and cultures to create a well-integrated, harmonious and vibrant modern island state with a distinct culture enriched from many continents. Where other nations live in fear of their neighbors, Seychelles has successfully woven disparate influences into a live-and-let-live philosophy in which harmony has become a way of life. In Victoria, the world's tiniest capital, a Roman Catholic cathedral sits beside an Anglican cathedral, a Seventh-day Adventist church, a mosque, a Hindu temple, and halls of worship for several other denominations. In terms of religious orientation, French Catholicism has proved the most influential, even surviving British rule, and popular mass and other parish feasts are colourful occasions for Seychellois to dress up in their Sunday best and socialise. The Creole language, an adaptation of 17th century French with other words and expressions coming from Africans and Malagasy, is the lingua franca and has been elevated to national language status, earning the same respect that English and French receive. Today, Creole is a written language as well as spoken, resulting in an outburst of creativity in plays, poetry and prose. The Creole culture is today a major attraction for worldwide visitors who want to experience a unique way of life, and is showcased every year by the colorful Festival Creole, an animated tribute to everything Creole including the many distinct forms of Creole music, dance, literature and poetry. Creole architecture is another important cultural aspect of the islands, where the designs of some of the grand old houses with their steep roofs represent an architecture adapted for comfortable living in the tropics. Houses have many openings to catch the island breezes. Modern architecture attempts to assimilate traditional styles. Yet another jewel of the cultural crown is cuisine, and Creole gastronomy is born of this spectacular fusion of cultures and offers the subtlety and innovation of French cuisine as well as the piquant flavors and exotic culinary combinations of the East across a fascinating spectrum of textures, tastes, colors and ingredients. Situated in the Indian Ocean east of Kenya and north of Madagascar is a 115-island archipelago so beautiful early British explorers thought they had stumbled upon the Garden of Eden. While the Seychelles Islands were reportedly first sighted by Portuguese explorer Vasco da Gama in 1502, little, if anything, was known of them prior. Though remote, the Seychelles Islands attract visitors who come for the ultimate romantic escape. Even Kate Middleton and Prince William came here after exchanging vows. After all, there are few places more isolated than this heavenly cluster of islands. Of course, there's more to the Seychelles Islands than pristine beaches and water so clear you never lose sight of your feet. In addition to unabashed natural beauty and wildlife, the main island of Mahe, where the capital Victoria is located, boasts beautiful 18th and 19th century French and British architecture. And that's to say nothing of the incredible seafood and resorts, or the unparalleled beauty of the North Island. Before you decide to book a full-day flight to reach this island paradise, consider getting a definitive guide to planning a perfect Seychelles getaway. Ever since the Seychelles International Airport opened in 1971, tourism has boomed and is now the leading industry in the Seychelles Islands. While United States passport holders are not required to obtain a visa for a visit of up to 90 days and can be granted a visitor permit upon arrival, you must show proof of return transportation, lodging information, and sufficient funds for the duration of your trip. The Seychelles Islands have a tropical rainforest climate with substantial humidity that is tempered by cooling ocean breezes. Pack plenty of swimwear, loose-fitting clothes, and open-toe footwear, as much of your time here will be spent on the beach. Hiking is also a popular activity, so consider bringing along some sturdy boots. Keep in mind that the rainy season runs from December through February. Wondering at things to see at Seychelles? Unsurprisingly, beaches are the main draw for this island nation. And since the Seychelles Islands are so far-flung, many of them are virtually untouched and never very crowded. Particularly famous is Anse Lazio Beach on the island of Praslin, which is known for its clear blue waters and native Takamaka trees. Away from the beach, also on Praslin Island, is the Vallée de Mai Nature Preserve, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. While visiting this thick green jungle, home to primitive plant and animal species that have remained isolated since the islands were formed, try to catch a glimpse of the Seychelles black parrot, found nowhere else on Earth. Nearby, the island of La Digue is known for its lovely Anse Source d'Argent beach, where you'll find a shoreline framed by picturesque granite boulders. If you need a break from the beach, the capital city of Victoria, located on the main island of Mahé, is home to incredible architecture, open-air markets, museums, and a vibrant nightlife scene. Let's look at places to stay in Seychelles. While budget-friendly lodging is available in Seychelles Islands, the resorts are plentiful, so if this is a special trip, be prepared to splurge. Our favorite places to stay include the Six Senses Île Pichon, located on the private island of Félicité. All of its 30 villas face the ocean and feature private plunge pools, and the Four Seasons Resort Seychelles on Petit Anse. Its pitch-perfect bathtub may be reason enough alone to make the trek. The Seychelles Islands were not known to be inhabited until the French began colonizing the area in 1768. Over the years, control of the Seychelles passed between the British and French, until the nation gained its independence from the United Kingdom in 1976. Today, the country remains incredibly multicultural, with most Seychellois tracing their roots back to early French settlers and East Africans who came to the islands later on. There is also a sizable South Indian and Chinese influence on the cultural makeup of the islands. This may be best manifested in the island's cuisine, which is a seafood-heavy homage to the country's many influences. Specialties include shark chutney, mashed shark seasoned with balimibi juice, and la daube, a sweet, savory plantain simmered in coconut milk. Seychelles is 300 miles off the coast of mainland Africa. The best way to reach the Seychelles Islands is by plane. Most connecting flights originate from Doha, Dubai, or Nairobi, and travel between the islands is typically done on small planes or helicopters. Ferry service between the main islands of Mahé, La Digue, and Praslin is operated by SeychellesBookings.com. What is Seychelles famous for? A wall of Seychelles typical granite boulders on the beach of Praslin Island, Seychelles. In their colorful brochures and websites, tour operators and local guides scramble for the best and sometimes even absurd flowery adjectives to describe the beauty of the Seychelles. Of course, the archipelago has all the classic tropical island ingredients: sprawling palm-fringed bays, hammocks swaying in a cooling breeze, colorful cocktails in coconuts, glorious sunsets, and smoothly running catering services to keep tourists happy. The water is warm, crystal clear, and yet deep blue or sparkling turquoise. Sometimes, the waters are startlingly clear blue-green, and white-crowned waves caress the shore. The scenery is of unbeatable beauty, exotic and tropical, and the beaches are the best in the world, with immaculate soft white sand, unspoiled, picture-perfect and impressive. The fringes of the islands are covered with spectacular white, gold or silver-tinged sand. Most beaches are gorgeous, adorned with palm trees, sun-drenched, pristine, impeccable, secluded and isolated, and really stunning. The archipelago has some of the most beautiful landscapes. The interior of the islands offers dramatic mountains and verdant rolling hills covered with leafy tropical jungles, and sapphire green rainforests alternate with lush mountainous cloud forests. The country's underwater world is teeming with life, color and a dramatic topography. Explore thriving coral reefs and meet large reef manta rays, sea turtles, clown, butterfly, parrot and trumpetfish, or find lost pirate treasure. What is Seychelles known for? The underwater world of Seychelles. Tourist meets fish. In the early Jurassic breakup of Gondwana, the vast continent in the southern hemisphere, the Seychelles microcontinent was part of the future Indian subcontinent and located just north of Madagascar. Between 84 to 95 million years ago, continental rifting separated Seychelles, India from Madagascar. Some million years later, new rifting severed the Seychelles from India, forming the Carlsberg Ridge. Isolated for 75 million years, Seychelles is home to a distinctive flora and fauna, comparable only in uniqueness to the Galapagos Islands or Madagascar. Tropical fruits and plants, coco de mer palm trees, giant turtles, frogs like the gardener's frog, one of the smallest frogs in the world, birds, such as the Seychelles paradise flycatcher, sharks like the blacktip, silvertip and grey reef sharks. The culture of Seychelles is deep-rooted in its colonial history. Today, the archipelago is mainly known for its large hotel compounds and luxury beach resorts. Fun facts: Seychelles is not a low-budget destination, but with bags of money, the Mahe archipelago offers all the water sports activities you might expect, such as banana boat rides, parasailing, windsurfing, jet and water skiing, beach parties, night safaris, round-the-island boat races and sunset cruises. Seychelles was once home to Olivier Levasseur, nicknamed Le Bouze, the Buzzard, a feared pirate of the Indian Ocean who allegedly hid one of the greatest treasures in pirate history. Standing under the gallows, he left a cryptogram with clues to the whereabouts of the treasure. Today, the former pirate hideout is firmly in the hands of Hilton, Kempinski, Four Seasons, Banyan Tree, Raffles and Club Med. In 1958, Ian Fleming, creator of the James Bond books, came to the Seychelles for a vacation. His next James Bond adventure, For Your Eyes Only, was set in the Seychelles. Hope you enjoyed this video about Seychelles. If you, please give us a thumb up and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.